We are live. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. What's up, Mike? It's Thursday, 9 p.m.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Second night of a back-to-back. We had a killer show last night. We got another cool show hooked up tonight. We got Cary Caprio and J.R. Ridge coming on in a little bit. But here we are, man. We are on our last show before a week off, everybody. I hope you all are prepared for no Mike and Mish next week because I'm out of town. And I'm not going to make Mike do this thing on his own. You know how we do. We're a team, goddammit.
Oh man, we're a team, and Kyle is letting the team down. That's what I hear. That's all I hear. That's it.
I'm letting you guys down for a week, but I promise you, the week that I come back, we're gonna put some killer shows up. It's gonna be a hell of a week for us to come back.
We're really playing.
Big Ben says he'll co-host. Of course, he would volunteer to co-host. Big Ben is our biggest fan by far.
Big Ben's Bare Knuckles' biggest fan.
Big Ben is Bare Knuckles' biggest fan, not only by merit but by stature. Himself is like 7'5". They don't call him Big Ben for nothing. Right. Great fucking team, and thanks for the break. Yeah. All right, guys. So here we go. We got another big show for you tonight. We got two flyweights that are in the BKFC. Two badass guys. One guy's kind of like surprised everybody at BKFC 26. We're going to talk to him first. And then J.R. Ridge, who is a little powerhouse 5'3" flyweight who lost his last one, but is looking to get back in the winning column and Tampa and Fight Night Tampa too.
Yeah, Florida State Fairgrounds in Tampa.
Florida State Fairgrounds. But we have our first guest of the evening in the waiting room right now. And if he is ready to go, which it looks like he is, we're going to bring him on. He is the victorious Cary Caprio. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Hey, what's up?
Long time no see. What's up? What's your boy's name? Or your girl, boy, girl?
Oh, this is my girl, Kiana.
Yeah, we couldn't see from the eyes down, so it's
couldn't see from the eyes down.
Yeah, no, you guys are good.
Hello.
This
is two nights in a row.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, this is 2 nights in a row. Somebody brought their daughter on the show. Last night we had Lorenzo Hunt. Tonight we have Cary Caprio. Welcome to the show, my friend. We saw you down at BKFC 26. You really impressed the hell out of everybody inside the Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida. How are you feeling shortly after your victory?
I mean, it feels good, just to go out there, have that experience, get the win. So I'm just trying to chase it, still kind of living off that high from it, but I'm just trying to plan it out, really get things locked in, and looking forward to the next one.
So being back home, right, and now you've got this win. You had the build up to it. I saw your social media pages, and now everybody sees you when you come back. How is it? Is it awesome or what?
I mean, it not really in regards with everybody. It's more just a personal thing. Like, this is what I like doing. Now I'm really getting that shot to do it on the big stage.
Yeah.
So got the win. So I'm going to take that momentum, run with it. Really, take my training to a whole nother level now. Got some good connections now. Getting locked in. So really just going to focus on getting healthy. And then, like I said, just taking my training to a whole new level and looking at a new Cary Caprio next time you see him in there.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I'll tell you right now, and Kevin Smith said it right there in the comments. I'll put that comment up on the screen. Kevin Smith, our guy from Smith Brothers Combat Sports, he says kid's a killer and is going to be a star for sure. Because we told you when we saw you down there, we didn't know too much about you, but we did know that Rookie Randall was the number 3 flyweight in the world at the time. So we're like, all right, we all just assumed that they were throwing somebody to Rookie so he can get another one. I don't know.
That's what they assumed too.
Right. That's what a lot of people assume.
No.
Yeah. And he dropped you in the first round, but you popped back up and you battled through it. And then what was it? 3rd or 4th round? Did you finish him? Third round. And I think you.
Yeah, 3rd round.
You dropped him 3 times in that round. That like I told you, I had done a little research on you after the fight because I was like, man, this kid is something else. Let me look into him a little bit, and I found a Muay Thai fight where you were, I believe, were you in Thailand? You got kicked in your chest, went down, and then you came back to beat the living shit out of your opponent. That fight,
Yeah,
I was like,
he hit
so
me right there in the solar plex. It took the wind out of me. I had to go down and catch my breath real quick. But yeah, I'm always kind of a slow starter. I'm hoping to change that. I was hoping not to be a slow starter this fight. Like I said, y'all saw, he definitely hit me with some good shots, dropped me, knocked my mouthpiece out. You know, I was pissed when he knocked my mouthpiece out. So I was like, man, that's embarrassing. That don't look good on the judge's scorecard. So I was like, I gotta go get that back real quick.
Yeah, when you got dropped in that first round like that, what were you thinking?
I was like, well, that's embarrassing. It did hurt, but it hit me right on the button. It took my leg out from me. You know, I didn't see it, bam, right on the button. But, you know, I got up, shook it off. Yeah, I was like, man, this is embarrassing. It's still embarrassing. You know, they got the highlight with, they just put the highlight up me, you know, getting knocked down, and they got it going back in slow-mo. It was a good shot. All credit to him.
I will tell you that the sound of that shot sounded hard, man. You could hear that shot that rookie landed on you in that first round, and we're like, oh shit. And then, like Mike said, he hit you on the left side of your face, but after the fight, you had a little golf ball out the side of your right side of your face.
Right.
So I don't remember what shot he landed on you. I see you're fully healed up now. You look pretty normal now.
Yeah, I got a little bit of black eye a little bit, but other than that, you know, swelling's gone down pretty much. So yeah, I didn't really take too much damage. You know, God bless me, didn't take really any damage.
Outstanding,
little
man.
bruising, little swelling.
So when we were talking to you down in Florida, we were learning that you are one interesting individual, and I wanted you to tell the audience a little bit about yourself because where are you from? You made it. You ended up in Thailand. You were doing some things out in Thailand, and then now you're back here. Just give us a quick bio on yourself so people can know who they're a new fan of.
Yeah, so I spent the past 3 years working as a special police officer in DC. You know, probably some of the roughest parts of DC. You know, there I was fighting 5 to 10 times a day. So I'm looking forward to hopefully only having to fight, you know, 4 or 5 times a year. So trying to, you know, put that behind me right now and just take a run with this.
That's incredible. And you're done with police work for now. That's what you mean. You're saying you're all set with that for now.
Yeah, back in December, a guy had pulled a knife on me. You know, I had to defend myself. He was all right. You know, he just needed a few stitches. But so I ended up getting suspended, and then they finally cleared me to come back. But, you know, ended up getting a fight offer. So I was like, yeah, I already went 6 months without a paycheck, and, you know, might as well keep living the dream.
That's so funny how he just breezes over that. Cap, you just breeze right over that story. You're like, yeah, a guy pulled a knife on me. I had to fight back. No big deal. He ended up with a few stitches.
I mean, you know, that's DC.
No big
you know,
deal.
so what special police is, you know, you're pretty much a run the cop. You know, you're full police powers, but you're hired to just work in the worst parts of the city. Oftentimes, no radio, no backup. So, you know, you got to have a lot of street smarts out there. And I was working in some rough areas. So, you know, especially anytime you're a new kid on the block, you know, you're going to have to, you know, back my word up.
They put you in the worst places, right? Is this your initiation?
No, it's just the industry, man. It's just I really don't like it, like I said. So just trying to get out of it.
So prior to that, prior to your time in DC, you had told us that you were out in Thailand, right? You were training out in Thailand. What were you doing out there?
Yeah, I was staying. This guy I know, Joe, over at Hong Kong Muay Thai in Chiang Mai, Thailand. So it was. I found out how dirt cheap it was. Anybody that's listening, man, if you're ever thinking about going, just in general to Thailand, man, you can do a week in Miami or a month in Thailand. You know, it's dirt cheap. So, you know, once I found out how cheap it was, once my lease ended, you know, I booked that flight and hopped right over there.
Wow.
And yeah, just when I wish I could. Definitely plan to go back soon. I love it.
That's amazing. And you're not the first person to tell us that on this show. We've talked to a few guys out in Thailand, and they say the same thing. If you got $180 in your pocket, you could basically live for a couple weeks out there. It's nuts.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, where I was at was $1,300 for 2 months. So that included my own room plus training twice a day. So,
Damn.
and the food was dirt cheap. So, that's cheaper, way cheaper than what I'm paying right now
It's incredible,
for a
man.
month to month. So,
It's so crazy how different parts of the world the dollar is so different. It's nuts. And plus, that's like the best place in the world to go train, right?
oh yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say the best. There's definitely, it's all who you surround yourself with and the work ethic you put in. But there's a lot of great gyms out there. I mean, there's endless out there. A lot of people go out there, do fight camps out there. Even if you don't want to do a fight camp, just go out there, train a little bit, hit the beach,
Yep.
see the world.
Were you taking fights while you were out there?
Yeah. So that's where I had my 3 fights out.
That's where
out
that
there
video
in
was.
Thailand. Yep.
Yeah, I figure it's awesome. I mean, the scenery alone is fantastic. I mean, tons of hills, the weather to train in, like you said, the beaches and everything. I know we had asked you before if you knew a few people that we knew from the bare knuckle world and stuff, and you were in a different part of Thailand, but they had a bare knuckle kingdom show, and they had the ring at the top of this hill, like at a hotel, and you could see down. There's water. You could see the shoreline. It was beautiful, except they had it at like 9 o'clock in the morning. And eventually it got to be like almost like 100 degrees with like 100% humidity. So like people were heat stroking out there fighting in the ring.
That sounds awesome, except for the heat stroke. But yeah, I know they got the BKFC Thailand shows out there. There's a lot of promotions. I mean, they're doing fights every day of the night out there. So I mean, if you want, you can fight every day of the night if you want to. Or if you go out there. So.
She's getting you, man. She's getting you good.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, so another thing that we talked about, you had talked to us about, you are living with Crohn's disease, and I know that you're public about that. It's right in your Instagram bio and everything. Mm-hmm. I wasn't smart to what Crohn's disease was, and you said you were like 3 weeks behind on your treatments. Have you gone and taken care of yourself? And can you maybe explain to us a little bit what it's like to fight with Crohn's disease?
Yeah, so for those that don't know, Crohn's is an autoimmune disease. It attacks the digestive system. So very painful. All depends on which part. For me, it attacks the entire, all the way, from the mouth down to the colon. So yeah, it's just very painful. I've had a couple surgeries. I get a treatment once a month. I go to the hospital. I get hooked up to a infusion, but they're saying I got to see the doctor for me to continue my medicine, which is really a scam. I go in there, I say, hey, and the doctor's like, okay, well, I saw you. Take my $50, and then they let me keep getting my medicine. But I've been trying to see the doctor, but they just called me today actually, and I was supposed to see him next week. And they're like, oh well, the nurse practitioner's not going to be in, so we got to move you back to the 19th. And I'm like, I literally need to just go and say, hi, I saw you, so I can get my medicine.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Is it so? I'm very ignorant to the disease myself. And is there reflux involved with it? Is it certain foods like you can't digest properly? How what is it exactly?
So, I mean, for some people, I can't speak on everyone. I don't have the acid reflux. Maybe some people do with it. Like I said, for some people, it only affects maybe their small intestine. Or for me, like I said, my entire stomach, my colon, that's really the big issue right there. So, but yeah, it's really painful. A lot of people have a lot of vomiting, a lot of diarrhea, bleeding. A lot of times when you have bowel movements. Hard to keep weight on. Just very tired all the time. Very hard to get out of bed. Stomach pain is just a little bit different. Yeah, my body is hard. You know what I'm saying? I can take a punch to the face, but the stomach pain is a little bit different. Same thing, that fight, man. Right before I walked out, my stomach just started. It was on fire the rest of the night. But, when I got a job to do, I'm going to go get the job done. So yeah, I put that to the side.
Mike and I were talking about it earlier, and we were wondering, if you ever wanted to like keep it a secret because you're in an industry where you're going to get punched in the body and it might affect you differently, but you are pretty open about it. You don't care who knows. Like you're kind of like a spokesman for it almost, right?
Yeah, I just want to inspire people. Already there's already been a couple of people that
Oh, we
have
lost
hit
him.
asking have already hit me up asking me. So kids, they're going through it too. It's a lot. It's a more of a modern disease, obviously, because of the foods we eat and all the processed foods. But yeah, it's just inspiring people. Whatever you're going through, man, just get up, fight through it. Because I try to inspire people because that's what I wish someone was doing for me. I'm the kind of guy to walk around the gym and just kind of talk talk shit a little bit in a positive way. Encourage you to do more reps. Just because that's what I wish somebody was doing for me. Just because every day is so tired, it's so hard to push. But when I'm around other people, I get more energy.
Do you know of any other professional athletes that have the same thing? I don't. Do you know?
Yeah, there's another. There's a BKB fighter. I think Rico Franco. He actually has an ostomy bag. I think his name's Rico Franco. But yeah, he's got an ostomy bag, which is if sometimes people have their colon removed and basically end up with a poop bag. So
And
I'm not
he
sure the
has one of those
extent.
bags and
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a temporary bag or it's a permanent bag. I don't know too much, but I saw that and that was really crazy. That really inspired me just to fight with that. There was a couple NFL players. I forgot their names off the top of my head. I don't think that one guy's still playing. It's quarterback for the Jaguars, former quarterback for the Jaguars. I think his name was Gerard or something, but yeah, I know he had Crohn's.
That's crazy, man. Good on you. I mean, you're really an inspiration to a lot of people that may have that disease and think that they're being held back by it. So there you are, this guy. Now you went out there and you fought Rookie Randall and you really put on a show for everyone. Did the BKFC approach you after the fight? Did David Feldman himself come congratulate you and let you know anybody have any words with you?
Nobody I didn't already know. No, Dave didn't come up to me. I saw Kevin Smith. He congratulated me. Ryan Perez, he congratulated me. A couple of, really just the fighters I already knew. But I mean, I'm sure I'll be getting a call back soon. So I could sell tickets too. They didn't really give me the opportunity to sell my own tickets. I kind of got screwed out of that option. So I definitely could sell some tickets too. Maybe not as much as some of these, local guys, but I definitely could sell a good amount of tickets. I'm glad I put on a good show. I didn't want to get dropped, but I guess it made it more entertaining for all my fans back home.
It really
definitely
does.
kept them in tune.
I know that you're saying like, yeah, obviously for you in your head, you're like, you don't ever want to be dropped. And that's totally understandable. But for the viewer, it's like a movie. You know what I mean? You're watching it, people root, and then you fall and like, oh God, this guy's going to lose. He's fighting the number 3 ranked guy. And then you get back up and then you come back and two more rounds go by and then you win by dropping him 3 times. That's like, for people watching, they're like, holy shit, they don't forget that type of fight. Like Jay Jackson, who was there. I don't know if you met Jay while you were there, Jay Jackson. He fought Damon Bell, and it was kind of like that, where he got dropped, and it was like, oh, shit, and he was kind of messed up, and then he came back and won a couple rounds later, and it was like a back-and-forth battle, and that's what people remember,
It was a good war, I mean, I always knew I could take a punch because I've done it before, but then obviously leading up, you're like, oh, you stuff like, dang, do I really know? But before the fight, I was like, yeah, I know I can take a punch in that. And once they started coming, I was like, yeah, I can take a punch. I don't want to, but
yeah,
I can take one.
and being a DC cop in the hard areas, you probably threw some bare knuckles in your past. So I'm sure.
No, I've more that. I always recommend jiu-jitsu and wrestling. I try to stay away from the punching and the kicking. Unless they're jumping me. I've gone viral actually from I usually use an outside trip a lot. I went viral one time for it.
Really?
So it was actually praised because pretty much the guy didn't get hurt at all. Easily put him in handcuffs. Took him down easily, real gentle. It wasn't like I picked him up, slammed him. Just all right, come here, let's get on the ground, get in the handcuffs. Also, A lot of the jiu-jitsu pages are always, throwing that around the internet.
It's awesome. And now when you're not training for your own fights, are you coaching? I think I see you posting like Mayweather gym somewhere. Where you
Yeah, I'm
at?
coaching at the Mayweather Boxing and Fitness in Alexandria, Virginia, and Elite Boxing in Columbia, Maryland.
There
Just
you
a
go.
couple classes a week. That came through. Like I said, I had lost my job, got suspended, so those coaching jobs opened up. So it's like I said, it's just not a lot of. It's good money. It's just not a lot of hours right now. But so it's a little tight. But I'm making it meet.
There you go. And has anybody talked to you about a 125-pound tournament that is going to be coming soon for the BKFC? Have you heard anything about this?
The only time I heard about that is when I was listening to the podcast when y'all had Randall on before my fight. Y'all had mentioned that was the news to me. I never heard of that.
Well, there you go, man. Do you have management? You need to get your manager, and you need to hit up the BKFC and say that you want in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they should.
We lost him for a second.
Yep, because I think he got a text and he took it off the screen. That always happens. See if he comes back in here in a second. That does. Hello? Oh, yeah, it happens when people get a text or a phone call. Sometimes it throws the whole system for a loop. And in cases like this, we'll have to possibly ask him to just drop out and come right back into the show. So let's see if he pops in a second here. We've got JR Ridge waiting.
JR Ridge is hanging there for us for a few minutes here.
Couple minutes. See if Cary comes back on here. We have just a few more questions for him. We're going to get him back in here, and then we will be right to you, sir. But yeah, man, fighting with Crohn's disease. Can you imagine? Like you already got to get punched in the face and the body by professional athletes that practice punching people in the damn body.
There he is.
This guy's fighting all of it.
I don't like when I get heartburn. So
yeah, me neither. I'm like a baby. I gotta go lay down.
All right, what's going on, Cap? What's happening?
Yeah, nope, sorry, I messed it up.
There we go. So we have a speed round we like to do at the end of all of our interviews. We've got 5 questions off the wall. Not really anything to do with fighting most of the time, although sometimes they do fall in there. You ready for it?
Yep, hit me with them.
Here we go. Number 1. When you have a night off from training, what does your ideal chill night look like?
Relaxing at home. I don't like to. Yeah, I don't like to go out. It's always trouble. So I don't.
You watching any good series or anything?
Right now, I'm watching Stranger Things. I finally got on that. I'm up to season 4.
Nice.
There you go. And when he's watching TV with his daughter, he's watching Bubble Guppies or something like that.
Yep. Or Bluey or
Coco
Bluey. Melon.
Yeah. All right, number 2.
All right. What is a trend that people do nowadays that you can't stand?
A trend that people do nowadays. I don't know. I think just people being loud and obnoxious. I don't know if that's a trend, but people, I guess, because of social media, they think it's cool now, and they want to act
smack them down
do something for the camera and or
those for the gram people.
For the gram people.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Number 3, favorite horror movie.
Favorite horror movie? I don't know. They're all pretty predictable. Anything really, I think demonic is more scary, but a lot of them are pretty predictable. I just feel like a lot of them are pretty cheesy and
nothing.
No favorite one guy. I can't think.
No Jason Voorhees or Freddy Krueger, Pinhead, or any of those guys.
What about It?
There you go.
Now,
Candyman.
Candyman.
Here's what I want you to do tonight when you put the kid to bed. All right, when your girl's in bed, go on Amazon Prime and look up a movie called The Terrifier.
Oh my God!
Look up The Terrifier. Watch that movie. And then talk to me later. All right.
Yeah, that's not your run of the mill.
I got you.
That's not your run of the mill. All right. Number 4.
What was the best album when you were in high school? What was your favorite album? Or what was everybody bumping?
On that's when I think Chief Keef came out. Everybody was playing him and Juicy J, and just that's when rap really started. I think going downhill. My generation
I
brought
think
it
I might agree. I think I might agree
best-
with you on that one.
He's like my best album in high school would have been the worst one in your years, right? All right, last question for you, brother. Best thing you did in Thailand?
Just went out there to go and fight and train. Like I said, I love martial arts. To do that in Asia was always my dream. To fight, and just living my dream. Never thought I'd be able to do it, and then I was there doing it.
Nice.
Awesome, man. Well, it's great talking to you. We'll give you a minute to shout some people out and thank some sponsors if you want. And then we're going to talk to another flyweight that maybe you'll fight in the future. All right. Go ahead. Take a minute.
Cool. All right, man. Thank you, everybody that was supporting me throughout this camp. God got me to the stage. Thank you, Coach Greg. Chris Pack did an amazing job wrapping my hands. Nate with Primetime Taekwondo, Silverback Podcast. I'll be on them next week. Shout out Chiseled Life, always keeping their doors open for me. So, Tony Jeter, always looking out. So, yeah, you guys, thanks for having me on. Hope to be back on soon after another win.
I would assume that we're going to have you back on sometime soon, because I would not be shocked if the BKFC wanted to get you right back in there, seeing as you didn't take much damage and you put on a show for the crowd. So thank you very much for a little bit of your time. Go spend some time with your daughter, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a blessed one.
All right.
You too, man. Take care.
Bye. There he is, everybody. His Instagram and his Facebook is at the bottom there. Cap versus the World on Instagram and Cary Caprio on Facebook. Awesome dude. Crazy story that he's got with the going out to Thailand training, becoming a special special crimes cop in DC.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And here we are thinking we're cool in the Army. We're just a bunch of schmucks, Mike.
Right. I'm not running around with no radio in the friggin' depths of the ghetto with fucking people attacking me and shit.
No.
He's not looking for trouble. He's got to go help.
Yeah, he's out looking for
backup.
trouble so we can stop it. Now we got another guest in the waiting room right now. He's been waiting patiently. He is fighting very soon. He's coming up on July 23rd. BKFC Fight Night Tampa 2. He'll be taking on Justin Martinez. We saw him in Orlando fighting Danny Alvarez. Here he is, J.R. Ridge. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up, guys? Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. We had one of your buddies on here recently, and it turns out that he's like from right up the street from me. Ryan Reber.
Oh, yeah. It's one of my boys. Yeah, we were training today.
Oh, yeah? Yeah,
he's at the same gym as me.
Yeah.
He's
also fighting too on that card.
Yep, he is.
Is he? I didn't know.
Yes.
Who's he fighting on that card?
He's fighting that Caruso, Slick Rick Caruso.
Oh, no
yeah,
shit.
the same guy that fought
Jack Cleft.
The WWE guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Welcome to the show. Dude, you're fighting a guy that's a little more your size, your style. The last guy you fought was long and rangy, and he kept bopping you with the fucking jab. And I think you lost that fight to the doctor that night. What's his name, Mike?
Dr. Don Woozy.
Dr. Don, yep.
Yeah. Sean Wheelock always likes to say his name like at least 5-6 times an event. Dr. Don Woozy.
Yeah, man, but it was a hell of a fight for sure.
Sure it was. Tell us about that fight. What went wrong? What went right? And what could you have done better?
He was a tall, rangy guy, used it very well. We had a good game plan going into the fight. We worked on like entering and exiting properly, getting on the inside. It's just, once the fight was going, he tagged me with that jab. I tried to get on the inside and he used his range very well. So yeah, I mean, tagged me a lot with it. It is what it is. It was a fight, hell of a fight.
It was.
You know, hats off to Daniel Alvarez. I'm sure we'll meet again. You know, one of the things is that I was ranked number 5 when I fought him, and you know, again, you know, in the sport we are professionals, and you know, one thing that that I take very seriously is my weight, and also making the weight. You know, with him, he's a big guy. This would have been his 125 debut. He ended up not making the weight. I think he weighed in at 129 and some change. But yeah, you know, again, I don't know if he's gonna fight at 125 or go to 135. I heard down the line that, you know, he's gonna be fighting at 135. I mean, I think 135 he'd be great as well. But
Got the size for it.
yeah, he's definitely got the size.
You got a couple of fighters in the chat room saying what's up. You got Elvin Brito, who just fought an epic battle with Palomino the other night, says yo, and then Dave Mundell must be your buddy or son. He says JR and then he says fuck that guy, he didn't even make weight. So
yeah, that's my boy. Dave is like a brother. You know, I see him quite often as well out here, so we train together.
Where do you guys all train at?
We train in Clearwater. My coach is Matt McCusker, and it's a Muay Thai gym. I'm actually the boxing coach out there.
Okay.
I see you holding pads a lot. That's so I was wondering.
Yeah, definitely. I train all the boxers out there, and I also train. I've got a handful of private clients that I train as well. But yeah, I see Dave weekly. Julian's in town. Like I was training with Julian today, Julian Lane.
Yeah.
And then we've got Henry Williams that's also fighting on the card.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And he fought in Orlando.
He sure did. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's going to be a killer, man. Henry Williams, he is going to be a killer in the one.
He actually is one of Julian Lane's first clients as a manager. He's managing Henry and Ryan.
Right.
Yep.
Is he managing you too? You got Julian Lane managing you?
No, my manager. My manager's Nelson. But
nice.
But yeah. It's, you know, he's like, if you want to join the Bang Management, you know, I'm right here. So
yeah, the Bang Gang. I think he called it the Bang Gang when we were down there. I was like, this dude with the Bang Gang.
Yeah, it's funny. Yep.
He's a funny dude. Hey, I wanted to ask you this. So you're 36 years old. You look like you're 22, but you're 36 years old. And when I look you up, you basically went pro in the last 6 months, right?
Well, why? I had fought most of my fights overseas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not on there. They're not on SureDog. They're not on anything like that.
Okay.
I fought professional sand show. I don't. It's, you know, you guys are fight guys. It's very similar to Muay Thai, but it's punch, kick, and throw. Similar to Russian Sambo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I fought most of my fights overseas. I was on the USA team, and so yeah, it was my late teens, mid-20s. It was a good time for me. I got to travel as a young guy, so
then it's all making sense, man. I was saying, like, you know, JR really looks like he knows what the fuck he's doing in there, and he looks super young. You're like, you know, you're super fit, super young looking, but then you got that 36, which 36 isn't old. I'm not trying to call you old. I'm 40. He's fucking 38. So we're all young, but in the fight game, people see that number and they're like, oh, 36. It threw me off for a second there. I was just like,
yeah, you know, it's kind of crazy. You know, people, I look young as hell.
You do.
And you know, I joke around a lot. I always tell people it's because I'm Asian. Asians got good genes. Asians don't raisin, is what I say. But yeah, you know, I'd never thought that I would be back in the fight game. When I was fighting a lot overseas, like the reason why I ended up stopping is because, for one, if you're not in the UFC, you're not making any money. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up injuring my back for the 2008, right before the 2008 World Championships. Yeah, 2008 in Beijing. I ended up hurting my back, so I didn't end up going. And then at the time, you know, you're a broke fighter. And I had just, I was like, you know what? It's time to make the decision, get a job, go in the corporate world. So I literally took almost, just about a 10-year hiatus from the fight game.
Wow.
I got into retail management. I ran, I don't know if you guys have ever heard it, but it's called Buckle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to be a store manager for
clothing
Buckle.
store.
Oh, clothing store. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. After Buckle, the whole reason why I even started in retail is because, Affliction was huge, right?
Yep.
Remember Affliction?
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
I was always in there shopping for Affliction. And the store manager in Lubbock, Texas was like, "Hey man, you're always in here. Like, I know you're I know you're busy. I know you're busy with all your training, but if you ever want a job, like, we'd love to have you." And I'd see him all the time. And then eventually, whenever I made a decision to stop fighting for a while, is that I got into retail, went through management development there. I ran a Buckle in Orange Park, Florida. That's actually what brought me to Florida. So I'm from Texas.
Is that near Jacksonville, kind of?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's I say it's over the bridge.
I've been there.
Yeah, it's not too bad, but yeah, I ran that store for a while, and then Oakley, the brand, the sunglasses.
Yeah.
Oakley recruited me over, and what brought me to the Tampa area. I was actually an assistant manager at the Oakley store in Orlando. And then from Orlando, I ran the store in Brandon, Florida, the Oakley store in Brandon, Florida. So that's what really brought me to the Tampa area. And then, dude, with retail, it's just like you have no life, like you're miserable. Like it's, especially in management, when you're running the store, like you have to be there all the time. And I just got sick of it. And so I started training again. And then I got hooked up with the right people. And then I was like, you know what, I'm still pretty good. I still got it in me. The speed, is still there. I'm not as fast as I was, years ago, but the speed is still there. The skill is still there. And the mindset is still there. So, I'm back in it. Before I knew it, I'm back in it. Like, head first. So
who approached you? Was it because you were just training with these guys that everybody in Florida knows about bare knuckles? So it was just like you were training with guys that were in it. So you were like, I think I want to take a crack at it.
Yeah. So when I started taking training serious again, like my coach, the owner of MJM Muay Thai in Clearwater, he had a smaller location, and I would go out there and spar these guys. And I got to know all these guys, and then he approached me and he was like, "Hey, like, I know, like, you're, great in boxing. I know that you coach boxing on the side. Like, I would love to hire you and you be my boxing coach here at the gym when we get the bigger location." And it was probably about 6 to 8 months after he had mentioned it that we moved into the bigger location. And then I've been with him ever since. So I'm training full time, training all the boxers, and also training my clients now, and also fighting. So that's what really got me back into it. Yeah.
There you go.
No more retail. No more retail.
Yeah, no more retail.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and that should tell you something for all you Karens and dickheads of the world. When you want to give a manager at a store some shit, you never know who the fuck's managing these stores. So just relax, huh? Just relax. Everybody.
Might just give you a little crow hop.
Yeah.
And bye-bye. Last day crow hop. Bye-bye.
Yep. Exactly.
The last day crow hop.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I wasn't planning on quitting today, but I am now.
Yeah, exactly. And then spit on the floor as y'all walk out.
Yeah.
Oh man. So the guy you're fighting, Justin Martinez, man, we were out in Wichita when this dude made his debut against Chancey Wilson. And when he came out on the scales, he's a stout little fucking flyweight, man. He was built like a brick shit house. And he went to absolute war with Chancey Wilson for like 40 seconds until he got dropped, man. What do you know about your opponent other than what you saw in his first fight with Wilson?
I mean, I know that he's an MMA guy. You know, you can totally see it. You know, his fight against Chauncey, you know, his boxing skill. Like, I had, again, much respect to Justin Martinez. I respect any of these flyweights. I respect any fighter in BKFC because what we do is insane. But watching his skill set, it's nowhere near where mine is. You know, and you know, I'm not being cocky or arrogant. I'm just confident in my skill. And so with him, you know, he's a real wide throwing guy. Real you know, one thing that I do have to be concerned about is, you know, he's going to charge me and he's definitely going to try to clinch me up as he did with Chauncey.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, you know, we're preparing for things of that nature. So, you know, so yeah, he's going to be strong as hell. I know that he's definitely a mini juggernaut for sure.
He's like a guy. I feel like he's got like a wind up on his back. You just like wind up the guy, and then his arm just comes at you.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Howie says he looks like a tiny little bodybuilder.
Yeah,
he did. When we were there for the weigh-ins, I didn't know. We had seen him walking around, you know, with the t-shirt on and everything. And I don't know much about the guy. And then they came out for the weigh-ins and I'm like, holy fuck, this dude's a big 125. That's like about as big. That's about as big a 125 as you could possibly get right there. And then, like you said, you said, you know, skill outdoes power. So, I mean, I expect a really good fight between you guys down on July 23rd. Anybody who's watching, we're gonna try to see if we can get. We're gonna try to see if we can get down there for this.
Oh yeah, we're gonna try to get down.
Yeah, hopefully you guys can. It's gonna be a show. It'll be a show.
Yeah. And what do you hear about this? So let me ask you this: the 125-pound rankings. Mm-hmm. You were ranked. You lost one. You're out of the rankings. So I go into the BKFC website. And I look at the rankings, and it says. And Mike was talking with me about it earlier. They don't have a number 4 anymore. They have a 1, 2, 3, and 5, which is weird. And then I can't find you on the flyweights anymore. They have you listed with the bantamweights. What happened there?
You know, what's crazy is that I was listed under bantamweight too. I don't know why. I honestly, like, it's probably once they took the rankings or changed the rankings. It was probably something written in the algorithm or written in the program that whenever they took me away from the number 5 spot, it just randomly did something else.
That's weird. But you were ranked at flyweight.
Ranked at flyweight, yeah.
So as soon as you fell out of this is another thing. This app, this website is so fucking weird. Like like every day I find something on this site that like just blows my mind because it doesn't make any sense to me. But you are a flyweight, right? You're not.
Yeah, I'm definitely a flyweight. Back at 10 years ago, I was fighting at 56 kilograms. I was fighting at 123, and 125 is definitely just as hard to get to, especially nowadays. But yeah, like whenever I first had my debut with BKFC, they did a catch weight and it was at 130. And then I had mentioned to him, I'm like, hey, like I want to stick with flyweight. So yeah, like I'm definitely a flyweight, but I don't know why it still has me in bantamweight.
So when you fought, is it pronounced Gregory or Grigori?
Grigori.
I think it's Grigori. Yeah.
Grigori. So Grigori fought you, right? And he was 123 3/4 when he fought you at a catch weight of 130, which is weird. When we saw him fight in Wichita, you know that dude had like weights in his pockets when he fought last, who the hell did he fight, Mike? He fought
he fought the number one ranked guy.
He fought the number one guy.
He fought
Yeah.
They fed him to the number one guy, and we talked to him that night. We're like, how he is so fucking small. And we're like, dude, how much do you weigh? He's like, 113. We're like, no way. You just fought at 125 pounds tonight. He goes, yeah, I weighed 118 pounds yesterday, and I had shit in my pockets.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, what? And he just needed a paycheck, I guess, is what he said.
That's crazy. I don't know what if he's going to
did it for the gram
or not. He did it. Gerald, like, I have much respect for him for coming in here.
Do it.
Yeah, absolutely. But what I don't get, man, is like, why did he fight the number one guy? Like right after I had fought him,
I think that we asked. I think when we were out there, they were looking for someone to fight Marciano, and they needed it like real quick, in a hurry, and he was the first guy to say yes. I think that's all it came down to. Big Ben, who says he knows you, JR. Big Ben, one of the biggest fans of BKFC in the world, says Grigori fought you with his mom in his corner. And he had his mom corner him. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was bizarre. I had talked to him after the fight, and passing, I think I was like going to the restroom or something, and I see him and his mom standing there, and out of the I'm a nice guy. I'm like, out of the kindness of my heart, like I was like, hey man, good fight. And then I looked at his mom and I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. What do you say?
Yeah, exactly. It was odd. It was an odd, moment. And Gerald is a nice guy. Like,
he is.
He's a really nice guy. He and I have, connected on Facebook, and, he's asked me a lot of questions and stuff like that. So, he's definitely a good guy.
He was super fucking cool to us. We, in the hotel in Kansas, everybody was kind of down in the lobby in the area, like the lounge area and stuff. And he happened to be down there, and he hung out with us for 2-3 hours that night. And it was cool. He was really nice. I just couldn't believe, like, he's even smaller. I knew obviously he's 125 or whatever, but he just seems so much smaller than I even imagined him to be. And like Kyle said, obviously he is. He's smaller. He's got to fight in the 115 or 105.
Yeah, if bare knuckle ever brings in that weight class. I doubt it though.
Yeah. So you're fighting Justin Martinez, and like we just talked to Cary Caprio. I don't know if you saw his fight the other night. That was very impressive.
I did. I saw the highlights. It was definitely, that was a hell of a fight right there.
Yeah.
Hell of a fight. It was like we said earlier, when he got dropped in the first round, we were all like, oh shit, it's already over. And like we weren't all the way like surprised that he got dropped, because we all thought that rookie Randall was supposed to go in there and win. Then the kid popped up, and Caprio gave him the business for the next 2 rounds, dropped him 3 times in the third, and won. With that said, your weight class, you go in there, you get a win over Justin Martinez, you go to 2-1. You got a lot of 1-0 guys. You got a few guys that have had a few fights in there. What I'm trying to say is a lot of the guys in your weight class don't have all that many fights. So you could be right there in the mix of a conversation of
just with one more win. Yeah.
Being ranked again and or being placed in whatever said tournament that they're talking about doing. They've been mentioning a lot. We haven't heard anything about it actually happening. I believe David Feldman said it was starting in August, but maybe down in Albuquerque is when it's going to start. I don't know. Have you heard anything about it?
Yeah, just what you guys said. Like, I heard supposedly it's going to be starting in August. But yeah, like, the crappy. It's weird because what was a rookie Randall? He was ranked number 4.
He was, yeah.
And then there's no number 4 now, but Abby moved to 5. So whenever I got beat by Daniel by Dr. Stoppage, there was no number 5. So
now there's a 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So think it's time to do the 125 tournament. I think it's time to have a belt for the men for 125. But yeah, like after this fight, I'm definitely my main goal is to get the 125 belt. That's that's just my goal, especially coming back into fighting after all these years.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, you look at their list of fighters here, and you got Danny Alvarez, who you fought. Like you said, he's probably going to go up to 135. But if he sticks around, you got him. You got Marciano Hernandez, but they don't even have listed Vinny Torriello.
He's in the 135s list.
Yeah,
I just saw
but
that.
he's a flyweight. You got Devin Gibson. I don't see him on here. I think Devin Gibson's gonna fight flyweight. Yourself.
They also have him on the 135 list here in bantamweight. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of killers out there. It's a very exciting time for the BKFC.
Yeah.
They're building new divisions with new rosters, and like you said, you go out and you get this win on July 23rd, and I think you're definitely a name that they'll be throwing around for whatever tournament they put together. I wonder what kind of tournament it's going to be. If it's going to be a 4-man or an 8-man tournament. I hope it's an 8-man and it goes over a couple events.
Yeah, definitely. I hope so too. I mean, within I'd say the last year, they have the 125. They've brought on some studs. There's a lot of guys out there that's got some great talent. And it's a great platform too for the 125s. So I'm glad that I'm part of the mix, and I'm glad that I'm being spoke about as a top contender, for the belt.
They added a lot of people to that division very quickly. It's kind of how they did the 145. There was like nobody, and then all of a sudden there's just all these people there. But Big Ben mentioned in the comments, and this is, not to like deflate this tournament talk, but when that was announced, David Feldman himself was actually on Facebook commenting on Reggie Barnett's post saying, "Hey, didn't I contact you about being in the 125-pound tournament in August?" Fast forward a couple of weeks, he's fighting Reggie Barnett is fighting for the belt.
Yeah,
for the belt.
Yeah, 135.
Yeah, against France. So, is there still going to be a tournament at 125? You know what I mean? Like what happened there? I don't know. So I hope so, but I just don't know what happened there.
Right. Yeah. That's when I saw Reggie Barnett was fighting Jared Grant, I was like, because that's exactly what I heard is
right.
that, that David Feldman had spoke with Reggie about, starting the 125 tournament, and he was going to be into that. And next thing I know, he's fighting for the interim belt at 135. Yeah. So I'm hoping that it does start. And, because again, like they've built up the 125 weight class now, and a lot of the Abby, Gian, a lot of the guys that are ranked right now, they were at 135. You know what I mean? I'm sure some of the guys on the 125 roster right now were fighting 135 as well.
And that was the thing when we were talking about this a couple episodes ago. We were talking about this, and that was where I was like, man, I do not understand how whatever outside party is building these rankings. I do not understand. And nothing against Abby Velasquez, but he was on a 3-fight losing streak, and the only fight he had at 125 pounds, he lost. Yet he was ranked higher than the guy who beat him at 125. Mm-hmm. So riddle me that, fucking Batman. That doesn't make any sense at all.
It doesn't. It didn't at all. Like
they fixed it at this point. He's behind Dion now.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. It still doesn't make any sense. Abby
didn't win.
Abby and I have sparred multiple times. Like there's a lot of dudes out here in Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete, that are on BKFC's roster. Like Steve-O was at the gym. Yep. Steve-O trains out there. Yep. We have open sparring on Saturdays, and a lot of these guys come out. So yeah, like we've got a lot of people that fight for the BKFC out in these parts.
Yeah, it's crazy how many Florida-based fighters are on the BKFC roster. It is really crazy.
I'm jealous. We need to move there. What are we doing?
I know. I want to move to Florida so bad. I swear to God, I bet you 50% of their entire roster is in Florida.
Yeah, whether it's like Tampa area all the way down
Miami.
to Miami. Yeah. There's a lot. That's it, man.
Yep.
It's fucking nuts, man. And yeah, we appreciate you coming on here. We got a speed round dialed up for you. We don't want to keep you all night. You want to do one real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Speed round with JR Ridge, the lion himself. Here we go. Number one. What is this is a funny question. What is your most frequently visited non-social media website?
It's like I would say the last month, well, especially after my fight, like I every day I go to the BKFC website and see what the rankings are.
Good answer.
It irks me so bad that it was Dr. Stoppage and I lost. And I always look at the rankings. I'm like, is it going to change? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't know if Daniel Alvarez, since he didn't make weight, like, am I still going to be ranked number 5? I look at it every day. So I would say that's the non-social media website.
Mike, he avoided that hub. He avoided the hub.
The hub didn't come out there. I'd say no XNXX, no YouPorn, no hub, no nothing. I didn't know. Okay. Reddit.
Not the lion. Not
even
guy.
Reddit. Not even like, hey, I'm on Reddit all the time. Like Reddit. You could sneak that in because people are like, oh yeah, Reddit. It's like, social. Well, I guess that's kind of a social media website, though, isn't it? Yeah. But
you were trying to find a loophole.
Loophole.
Fucker.
Yeah.
BKFC.
not the lion, boys.
Yep.
not the lion. Here we go. Number 2.
If you could cancel something, what would you cancel?
Dang.
I got one.
Damn, that's a good one.
Dr. Stoppages.
Oh, there we go. Yes, Dr. Stoppages.
Eyeballs would be hanging out.
Honestly, like,
bye, Dr. Don.
I get why they do it, man. I get why they do it. I was ready to keep going. I knew I was going to go into the 5th round. So Joe Biden. Somebody wrote Joe.
Hey, that's Big Ben.
That's Big Ben.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one thing you don't have to cancel is their subscription to the hub because it's free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what you might have to cancel is a subscription to the damn app and maybe reload that friggin' thing.
Dude.
Yeah.
I thought they had it all fixed.
There is a reason why it's happening, but I don't think I'm at liberty to talk about it. And I will see if we can mention a few things and maybe we'll talk about it the next time we have a show so we can maybe clear the air on a few things. Because I know a lot of people automatically, like I see a lot of things like people think it's, just BKFC, like as though they're actually making the website. And then there's other people who don't realize like how many people are involved in making the app. Like there's a bunch of different companies. And then I also see things where people think it's a conspiracy theory because, hey, BKFC is cheap. It's $50 a year or $5 a month. But Fight TV is $20. So they're just putting it down on purpose so they can make $20 a person instead of $5 a person for a month. You see?
Is that one of the theories?
That's one of the theories that they're just because Triller owns 51% of BKFC and they also own Fight TV. So now they're just trying to get $20 ahead and they're pretending that the app's broken. That's like a conspiracy theory out there, but it's not the case. I can say that I believe what I was told by certain people, and it's as simple as you would, even if you really just thought about it, it's just that simple, But,
and apps, man, like the developers, like I've dealt with many of them. Like it could just be, something written in the program,
Right.
Listen, Big Ben says they said that this weekend's problems was from a Stunad who hit the wrong button.
You Stunad. I give him one of these. Get over here.
This fucking guy over here. Yeah, smack that Stunad right in his mouth. All right, number 3. What is the greatest comedy movie you've ever seen, JR?
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Good one.
Fantastic answer.
Very good.
That's a classic. That and Tommy Boy.
Tom,
Oh, I quoted Tommy Boy yesterday at work because. Go ahead, Kyle.
when I was writing this question today, I'm glad you said Tommy Boy because I was writing this question, and the guy that sits right next to me at work, I ask him the questions every time. I'm like, "Oh, Ben, what's the greatest comedy movie you've ever seen?" And he goes, "Oh, that's tough." He goes, "How do you? Is it like, the one that's the funniest every time you watch it, or the funniest the first time you see it?" I go, if it's based off of how hard you laughed the first time you saw a movie, I go, my answer would be Tommy Boy, because
Love that movie.
I laughed so goddamn hard at that movie when I first saw it. I was like 12 years old or 14 years old at the time. I remember being in my living room, laughing my fucking balls off, and my parents like walking in, being like, "What the fuck are you watching in here? What is this?" I was like, Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy. It's a great movie. The best part's when he fat guy in a little coat. That's a yeah. Epic.
I use at work, if I need a signature from someone, I always say Herbie Hancock. I say, hey, I need a Herbie Hancock. And some people will laugh and some people will, and I had to explain it yesterday because I was asking somebody to sign something and I was like, it's Herbie Hancock. So anytime I need it, I yell Herbie, and my supervisor comes in and he knows exactly what it is. He comes in, gives me a little signature, and I'm off.
DJ Tony said Dumb and Dumber as well.
Very good.
Every once in a while, guys, because I am our company's first sergeant, so I get a lot of calls from a lot of people about a lot of dumb things.
Yeah.
I do every once in a while say, you can take a good look at a T-bone steak by sticking your head up a bull's ass. But wouldn't you rather take the butcher's word for it? And most of the people don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
That's hilarious.
Because they're all in their 20s and they're stupid. Anyways, number 4.
What's the most useful thing that you own?
My cell phone.
Bingo.
Very useful.
Yeah.
It's either your cell phone or your car, right? That's the odds-on answer every fucking time.
You've got the knowledge of the world in the palm of your hands, in your pocket all day long, and people just kind of neglect that. And I'm a victim to it too. I get on and I'm looking up a bunch of dumb shit, and I'm like, I could have just learned. You can just learn all day long. Everything you ever need to know, you could find out. It's crazy.
I love it. Like, we'd be screwed without our cell phones.
Oh,
we're all the smartest people in the world now. I swear.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Yeah, except it seems like we're all the dumbest.
Right. And now our commander's about to take that privilege away from all of us.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
See, that bomb's about to be dropped. Number 5, last question. What is something you like to do that other people would probably consider weird?
That's a good one. That is a good one. that is a good one.
Yeah, because now you have to look at something and think like, I'm weird, like for doing this, but you probably think it's totally normal. Like, what? I don't do anything weird.
Yeah. Oh, I can tell you that I don't do it. I mean, if I need to do it, I do it, but I think it's gross. Like, whenever you got your like a brand new bottle of like Tylenol or any medicine and you got to get the damn cotton out of there.
Yeah.
Like I hate it. Just grosses me out. It's weird.
Pull the cotton out of the bottle?
Yeah. Like the texture of it is just weird, man.
My wife's the same way. She hates it. She wants me to do it. She's like, can you get that out? I don't want to do it.
And then half the time, like, you'll grab it and not like it just stretches to like a foot long. You're like, what the hell?
Hold up. Joe Ivy, you cross your toes? How do you even do that?
Cross my toes and hope to die. That's right.
How does somebody cross their toes? I don't even know. I can't even like look.
I can do, but I'm not sure how cross they're getting. They're kind of overlapping.
That's funny. I guarantee you, both of you were trying to cross your toes right now.
We're all doing
it.
Everyone watching trying to do it. They just overlap a little bit. They don't really cross.
Yeah, it's just like a mumbo jumbo. Like,
hey, Joe Ivy, pictures.
Yeah, picture didn't happen.
It didn't happen, right? And then you can start an OF or something with those toes crossed.
Cross toes OF. Oh my God, here we go. All right, man. Well, hey, Been fun talking to you. We cannot wait to see you fight down there July 23rd.
Yeah,
Justin
live.
Martinez, Tampa, Part 2, Fight Night, Florida
State Fairgrounds.
Florida State Fairgrounds. Shout some people out. Say whatever you got to say. And if you do you have a code for the app on your Instagram?
No referral code.
No referral code.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. No, yeah.
Oh, these guys. All right, go
I
ahead.
know.
Shout some people out. Do whatever
I
you
know.
got to do, man.
I just want to shout out my sponsors, Team Reaper, Big B Studios, VPN Studios. Shout out my gym. Shout out my coach, Matt McCusker. A few of my other sponsors, Beach Waves Grill, Boss Bish Beauty, and shout out my manager, Nelson, for making it all happen.
Yep.
Nelson's the man, man.
Yeah.
And Dave said don't forget him.
And my ninja Dave Mundell.
Oh man. Oh, Evan Zentar's in the house. The Lord Evan Zentar. What's up, brother? You missed it all.
Yeah. I have something real quick. I want to ask him, what is this one by Ridge? One by Ridge.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm just gonna make my own brand. So I was like, I knew one of my buddies, one of my training partners, as a matter of fact, he's got like 6 e-commerce stores, man, and he does pretty well for himself.
Yeah. Can I show it?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Let's see. Let me get this on here. There we go. So you've got some shirts.
Yep, shirts. I've got, obviously a lot of tops for dudes. I've got some women's products.
Oh, is that Pacquiao on that shirt? Pac-Man?
Yeah, man. So whenever I came up with I've got the Icon series under my brand. So I took everybody's favorite fighters, like Pacquiao is definitely an icon.
Nice.
I did get in trouble for using Muhammad Ali's picture, so I had to take that
really?
one down. Yeah, they got me for that. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
Is the Violence Is My Answer shirt that you're wearing right now one of your shirts or
no? This one's actually one of my sponsors, Team Reaper. And Team Reaper is a brand that sponsors a lot of fighters, especially around here in Florida. And
I like that
they
shirt.
Yeah, you can order it on the website. It's dope.
Yeah. Well, very cool, man. Very cool. Good luck in all your business endeavors as well. And good luck on July 23rd. We will maybe see you there in person. I got to square some stuff away with my my command first, but fingers crossed you'll see us down there.
I got my fingers crossed.
I got my fingers crossed.
Freddie got fingered.
All right, man. JR, thank you very much for giving us some of your time tonight. We will be talking to you soon, and good luck in your fight, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right. Anytime.
Take it easy.
See ya.
Later. JR, the Lion Ridge.
Yeah,
There
that
he
was fun.
Yeah. Couple of good dudes. You know what? Easy to talk to, that guy there. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like we could have. I got my toes crossed.
Yeah. I got my fingers crossed.
Hey, dude. So before we end the show tonight, we got to talk a little bit about what happened this morning on our arch nemesis. Nah, just kidding. Planet Hank had his show this morning, and he had David Feldman on. And I don't know if the Mike and Mish show had anything to do with what went on this morning, but David Feldman came on, and I want to point out that yesterday morning, not Howie, Jesus Christ, Howie, I just looked at your goddamn name in the
He's
comments.
a Howie.
Hank was dead set against Mike Richmond versus
What the
Lorenzo
hell?
Hunt.
It's your brother in arms.
Used the word useless. This fight is useless. Commented it on our show last night. This fight is useless. Dead set against it. You fucking snake. You little
Stewart.
You little Stewart. My Stewart of the week is Hank for turning his back. Why didn't you say to the president of BKFC today when President David Feldman said, we're gonna probably go ahead and make that Mike the Marine Richmond versus Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt, because that's the fight the fans want to see. Where'd all that fight is useless and that doesn't make any sense talk go at that point there, Hanky Poo? Where was it? Mike, did you see it?
Unbelievable. I didn't see it. It went right out the back door. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. I'm just busting balls, but you know what I'm saying? The tone changed quick once the press got on there and they made amends, because
But the big news is
the big news
he
is he said that they're going to go ahead and make that fight. Most likely. He didn't exactly announce it on the show, but he made it pretty goddamn clear. And he said that Isaac Doolittle knows how the game goes. He can wait. He can wait his turn. He will get his title shot. But the fight that the fans want to see, that we want to make for the fans, is Richmond versus Hunt. Book that shit.
Hey, look, that's awesome. Love to see it. I like to see any of those fights. That's the thing. They're all going to be great fights, and we're going to see them.
It was good news. I don't know if it's like official news. I mean, it's definitely not official news yet, but he definitely made it pretty clear that they're probably going to make that fight.
It went from we don't know to probable, right? It's moved up to probable. So I'll take probable over 0% knowledge, you know.
And you know what? There's another interesting post. A fighter made a post about another fighter today that is known for calling fighters out on social media, but this one I actually like. Dude, John Lee Chalbeck made a post about Kai Stewart.
Okay.
What do you think about that fight? Kai Stewart and John Lee Chalbeck. Chalbeck has been waiting for a fight, and he's, one of the most talented, skillful boxers in that 145-pound division. And Kai Stewart is 2 or 3-0 now, and he's got a big, he's calling everybody out. He wants to fight everyone. You know what? Chalbeck has been on the shelf long enough. Let him fight Kai Stewart. I kind of like that. That's a nice one, to be honest with you.
I think it's great. It's definitely a step up now in competition. Kai Stewart, he's fought twice, I believe. And, he went in there, he put on a good show. So if he goes up against John Lee Chalbeck, he's up in that competition level. You know what I'm saying?
Look at Ryan Perez. Listen, we're not disagreeing with anything that we're reading.
He's definitely moving up in competition from what he's fought. He's going to go against a real deal boxer now. So that's that's the point. But I mean, at some point, he's going to have to now face some people that have a little more experience. So if he goes to John Lee Chalbeck for his third fight, technically John Lee Chalbeck is 1-1 right now.
Can
you believe that? 1-1.
So 1-1. So it makes sense. Yes, Chalbeck is a much better boxer than Kai Stewart. Yes, he is. Yes, and chances are you guys are probably right in the outcome of that fight. But Kai Stewart has been very public and very vocal about how he's going to run through every single person in that top 5 to a title. So go ahead. Give him the 40-year-old man. Yep. Right? How old is Chalbeck? He's got to be 39, 40, something like that.
I don't know how old he is, actually.
I'm pretty positive
he's older than me. No, I don't know.
Let's look it up real quick.
Let's find out. John Lee Chalbeck.
What you got? What you got, Mike?
Doesn't even come up. No one found. John Lee Chalbeck, not found on the BKFC website.
Check lightweight.
I will. I'm going to, no, I just searched the website. Here we go. Came up if I just put Chalbeck.
Right there, I got it.
Don't want to confuse anybody.
Doesn't have his age.
Doesn't have his age, but I get you though. Don't worry, because I've got it.
Google. Go to the Googles, Mike. Go to the Googles, goddammit.
John Chalbeck. Let's see. Age 39.
39 years old. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
39 years old. He's creeping towards 40, just like us.
This month.
Go to the fighter section. Evan Zantar says you fucking stew.
I am in the fighter section, and I press search, and if you search John Lee Chalbeck, nothing comes up at all. But if you just search Chalbeck, it comes up.
Yeah. We did not talk about Jared Grant and Reggie. We're gonna wait until probably a little closer to the fight to really get into that one. and maybe get both of those fellas on this show at some point before July 23rd. I don't know, but yeah, definitely a badass first and last name. You Stu
No middle. Come
No
on. This is 2022. Childbeck gets 3 different words. It should search them all. Come on now. Come on. But I found it. Put in Childbeck. Just last names.
Oh, my God.
Last names only.
How do you know his first name is not John Lee?
It is. It's John Lee. Yeah, he's like a Southern guy. You know, John Lee. Hey, that's John Lee.
This fucking guy.
That's Chung Lee.
Chung Lee. Anyways, hey, guys.
Full name. Thank you, Evan.
We are off. Okay, hold on a second here. We're off next week. All right. And then the week after that, we promise to have huge shows on the week after that, because the week after that one is fucking fight week, Mike.
That's right. Fight week.
Holy shit.
Fight week.
Fight week. Florida State Fairgrounds.
Oh, man.
You know, it's going to be awesome. You got Captain Deadpool and Joey Escoboza. You got fucking Reggie Barnett Jr. and Jared Kid Gotti Grant. You got some other guys that we talked about.
Mundell and Simpson, Riley and McIver, I think. You got Steve-O Morris now fighting.
Steve-O Morris is on there. No shit.
Oh, what the hell is this? Who's this guy? This can't be right. Okay. Alex Tierney. I see Tierney. I was like, wait, what? What is this?
No, yeah, that's Connor's uncle.
Yeah.
It's Connor's uncle. Oh, his uncle Al. Anyways, man, the following week after my vacation, I promise we'll hit you with some good shows, and then the week after that is fight week. So with that said, Mike and I are going to be signing off for the week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to Cary Caprio. Thank you to JR Ridge for tonight, and thank you to Lorenzo and Mike Richmond yesterday. Awesome show. And appreciate you guys all tuning in for the last couple nights and hanging with us. With that said, Mike, you got anything for these peeps?
Peace.